You know what? If you don't go to church, then you should have to pay a tax. Really? Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Bryan Fischer. Most of you probably know who he is already, but for those who don't, he's an uber right-wing, ultra-conservative radio host. And he has come up with a very novel rebuttal to the mandated healthcare insurance bill of President Obama's. Take a look.
You know, we talk frequently on this program about how people who have an active, vibrant spiritual life are healthier. They live longer, they are healthier, and they are happier. So their physical health is better. What we ought to do is we ought to have an individual mandate from the government that everybody has to go to church. Because after all, Obamacare is all about improving the health of the American people. We know that going to church is good for you, it's good for your health, so we are going to mandate that you go to church for your own health, and we are going to tax the atheists who don't go to church. Now, we can't make you go to church, but we are going to penalize you if you don't. We're going to assess a tax on every atheist that doesn't go to church because those atheists are endangering their physical health. That is actually a brilliant suggestion.
Now, let's ride right past the part where I think the whole thing about people being healthier going to church is bullshit. Let's just ride right past that. Even if it were true, so what? That makes no difference whatsoever. This is not a response to Obamacare that makes sense. Because you see, the whole point of Obamacare is not about your continued health. It's not about paying your doctor bills. That's got nothing to do with it. Obamacare basically says if something big and disastrous happens to you, like you break a leg or you get cancer or something, we shouldn't have to foot that bill for you. The taxpayers shouldn't have to foot that bill. You're mandated to buy insurance so that you have some sort of safety net if something big happens to you and you're paying into something. You're paying into a larger pool so that when that big and disastrous thing happens, there's a way to pay for it that isn't on the backs of everyone else who was paying into the system. And if you don't buy insurance, we're going to tax you so that you are paying into something. That's the whole point of Obamacare. But what he's saying here is that the church you should be forced to go to church, because if you don't, then you are not having good continued health, apparently. But is the church going to pay your bills if something big and disastrous happens to you? Is the church going to say, sure, we'll pay for that cancer treatment. We'll pay for your radiology. We'll pay for your uber expensive surgery if that's what you need. Is the church going to do that? Because I'm sorry, I don't buy it. And this whole thing is just ridiculous anyway. It's just sort of a kind of tit for tat sort of thing. It's you're a bad atheist who won't go to church. This is just so spiteful and childish. I can't believe anyone's taking him the least bit seriously. But unfortunately, I'm sure there's someone out there who's going, best idea I ever heard. It's sad, really. This is BionicDance saying, don't run on automatic. Instead, please think.
Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. And please visit my Zazzle store, where you'll find all kinds of BionicDance merchandise. Help control the religious population. Have your theists spayed or neutered.